One of the biggest buzzwords in the spiritual and psychological and mental health space is manifestation. We hear this and we think, oh yeah, we're just gonna turn this into that. It's gonna be so quick, so easy, so simple. But in actuality, that's really not the case. You see, I have a hard time with people who say, oh, you just simply need to believe you can do it and then you'll do it. Or you just need to visualize yourself doing it and you'll do it. But those are only pieces of the puzzle. Yeah, belief is very crucial. Visualization is very crucial. But those alone won't change your life. At that point, you're simply just an armchair philosopher, or you're delusional. You're just living in this fantasy land where everything is hunky-dory up here, but nothing in your physical world changes. And now I know I've talked about this in many other videos, how we experience reality mainly through the physical world, but also through the mental and spiritual world. Many folks are just so distracted and caught in the physical that they don't consider the fact that you also exist on the mental and spiritual. But that's a video for another time. That's a different conversation. What I want to talk about here in this video is the folks who believe that you can just visualize yourself into this perfect life. The people who live too much on the mental and spiritual world, but not enough in the physical. You see, there are many videos online with hundreds of thousands, millions of views of some chick with a nose piercing and tattoos all over, living in a van in the middle of the woods saying, yeah, you just gotta think positive and you just gotta do it and just manifest. You got this. And while I'm not hating on anybody, but what I'll say is that people eat this advice up like a chocolate cake because it seems so simple. It seems so easy. If they just think and manifest, and if they just imagine that their entire life will come true, and not. It's the fairy tale bullshit is not at all how real life works. You see, you can visualize for 5 hours a day. You can create vision boards. You can do all these things, and yeah, while they might help you, I'm not opposed to them, they're not the end-all be-all. Ultimately, you need to take physical action in the physical world. You see, most people have this ideal life they want to live, whether that's have a big family and live on a ranch with cows and chickens, or whether that's traveling the world in a jet, or whether that's living on a beach and drinking endless, bottomless margaritas every single day. The situation varies from person to person. Now, the issue with people who think that they can just visualize themselves to a new life is that they end up spending so much time visualizing all the things they want to achieve, but not enough time taking action in the physical world. As time passes, they feel this major disconnect between the life they're envisioning up here and how things are in the physical world. From my experience as somebody who did this about 4 or 5 years ago, what happened was that I was spending so much time visualizing and imagining and hoping and dreaming that things would turn out perfectly in this fantasy land, this delusional wonderland in my mind, to the point where I didn't have enough time in the day to actually do what I needed to do. And the disconnect between what I was imagining and what I was experiencing in my daily life grew even larger. A lot of people experience that and they lose steam, they lose momentum. So they stop visualizing. They stop doing the things that are helpful, but they also never end up doing the thing in the physical world that they had to be doing in order to achieve that life that they've been visualizing. They begin to realize that their goals and their ideal vision of the life that they could potentially experience one day is very far away. Many people realize that that life they want to live will take months or years or even decades to actually accomplish, especially if they're aiming high enough and dreaming big. And to go along with this, many people will overly fixate on that ideal vision. They'll fixate on the outcome that they never really gain clarity on what they need to do in the physical world. They never take the time to reverse engineer the steps they gotta take in order to get there. So they lose momentum. They give up on the things they wanted to achieve. They say, maybe it's just not meant for me. Maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe I'm not lucky enough. Maybe I just don't know enough of the right people. And once those limiting beliefs start to creep in, then it's very difficult to change your behavior. You can't out-discipline or out-willpower your beliefs, because those beliefs that take root at the subconscious level, they influence your thoughts, your emotions, the way you perceive yourself, and the actions you take, or the actions you're even capable of taking. So all this is to say, you must strike a balance. If you want to make a damn vision board, make a damn vision board. I don't give a shit. Do it. It'll help to some degree. If you want to visualize, visualize. I'm a big fan of that. If you want to associate into positive emotions that you would experience if you're living this ideal life for yourself, yeah, do it. That is helpful. But don't get caught up in this delusional fantasy land within your mind, all right? You got to take physical action. Otherwise, none of that really matters. If anything, it'll do you more harm than good. Oh, and one more thing. Well, it's good to know what you want. It's good to know where you want to go. Don't overly fixate on the outcome, all right? Fall in love with the process. That's what I've tried to do with these videos. Falling in love with writing out the newsletters, falling in love with slightly tweaking them to fit the video form, falling in love with becoming a better speaker. All these things that you're doing, you might not see the immediate results. It might be years, it might be decades for all I know. But what I do know is that when you can fall in love with the things you gotta do on a daily basis, and you pair that with the visualization and the associating it to positive emotions and the vision boards or whatever the hell else you wanna do, then you'll get there much easier, all right? The journey will be enjoyable. And then when you do achieve the life you wanna live, whatever that is, you'll be like, oh shit, this is pretty cool. I've made it. Here we are. So, yeah. Hope that makes sense. Hope that resonates. Bit of a quick video today compared to my last 5 or 10 videos. So, yeah. Speak to you soon.